Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good... What else is good? Good day. Welcome, depending on your region, wherever you're from. It's time for the last 2 European matches of today. They will be followed by 2 North American matches, the final 2 North American matches, which are redundant matches because all figures, placings
Nice.
are known.
Nice, James. Those matches are redundant.
They are. It is what it is. But before that, we have another match coming up from Europe, and I've completely forgotten what it is.
FaZe.
It's G2 FaZe. I knew FaZe were involved, and G2 are involved as well. So we spoke about it previously, and now we're going to speak about it again in brief before the match is going to start. Dan, that's how this whole format works. Boom! Into the match. Let's go.
So as you can see, we got. Is this knife?
Yeah, it's knife. We're showing knife rounds today.
Why are we doing it?
We're showing knife rounds today because it's just easier. Dan, it's just easier. Look at the man, them all lined up. They're lining up. They're going to line up, and they're going to knife them all. The knifing has reached its conclusion. Nice. Bear with me. Dan, talk while I put this IP into my computer, please.
You really put me on the spot there.
Why am I failing at doing this so hard?
Don't know. Should have enough experience to get it right by now. But no matter. FaZe on T side, G2 on CT side. And we see full Kevlars here for G2. Couple Molotovs for FaZe, that's nice. Ooh, Deagles, oh man, aizy. Couple Deags. G2, they bought 5 Kevlars. They clearly wanted to fight. They picked the right location, but a fight is not what they had. They were slaughtered. They were slaughtered by aizy's Deagle. And that's kind of funny actually, because it's not too common you see players go for a Deagle on the pistol round. Nico is obviously famous for it on T sides, but beyond that, it's not particularly frequent.
Pat, pat.
Oh,
there we go.
James, it's happening.
Nice. 2 on 2. There's no kit on these players. They can't commit to the bomb defusal. shox, it's a fake. Going for the fake again. 10 seconds for the defuse. He needs to force the issue. And he's going to get a bullet forced into his dome, into his nostrils, into his face, through his jaw, out of his ear.
Did you need to go into quite such depth?
I don't know. You have the flow of consciousness. Sometimes you have to write poetry, Dan. Sometimes you have to write poetry. There was a time where I wrote poetry. I was very young. I was a child.
You were a child.
I was a child writing poetry, and the poetry probably sucked. FaZe, their entire team moving over towards the A site. No. karrigan's lurking towards B. So it's a 4-on-4. Violence is to be had, and aizy will lead the charge in said violence. Allu putting in work as well, and Rain will take down RpK. But the bomb, still over towards A, will slow down. kioShiMa with all of 2 HP. He is on death's door. He's on a door. He's not in front of the door, Dan. He's on the door.
He's on top of the door. It's been boosted there, perhaps by somebody. And SmithZz, he's going to be last man here for G2. Nice kill there onto karrigan, actually. Unfortunately, he's not going to go, or rather, he doesn't feel as though the weapon's perhaps too easily collectible. Are they trying to shoot the weapon? Like, come on.
Here is the gun.
It's like one of those scenes where someone's dropped into the pit, and you have to do like a death match, and someone like throws you a weapon. It's like, fight.
He doesn't have a kit, and he's taking a long time to do this. Considering a 10-second defuse is in order, he's basically giving himself no opportunity to win this round because he's taking too long. And he's going to get shot in the head.
Yeah, I think generally there's a save is completely fine. I think that's what again initially what he was going for with the CZ, but until the UMP was presented him.
Right then. I'm thinking about that phrase now. When people say somebody, I guess they say they're at death's door. But I'm sure some people say they're on death's door. But being on the door wouldn't make sense. Why would you be on the door? I mean, if you're on the door must be open. So therefore you can go in the door or through the door.
Unless it's a trap door, in which case you'd be standing on top of it.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, he could. Ah, here we go. So he could be on death's trap door. But it's not really a trap because you're dead. Unless, the trap leads to death. But then surely you'd be going through, I don't know. I mean, we could debate this for a while there. That's what we could do. G2 on the CT side, not off to the ideal start. Wow, Scream with the USP. eco frags. And there's damage to be done here. Scream has got nothing to lose, and FaZe do. Rain somehow escaping with 3 HP. The bomb has been abandoned. This is why. This one scenario, which we would get 1 in 100 times, is why we should buy defuse kits on rounds like this.
1 in 100 times, buy defuse kit. Very cost effective. Yeah, well, FaZe, they will clean up the initial 3 rounds, and we can get to the Counter-Strike. To the Counter-Strikes. No AWP is really going to be possible unless they go Kevlarless with one of the AWPs, but I doubt shox is going to do that. I think it's very unlikely. And indeed, they'll stick to rifles. Now, one thing GT are really good at is little aggressions all over the place. So it would be quite fun to see that on the CT side of theirs on Cash. It's a great map for it. Lovely map.
Lovely. Oh, has he seen a silencer? Surely, kioShiMa. Yes! Free silencer. Thank you and goodbye. Not checking the vent, though. That's really poor because the Ts can see into the vent better than the CTs can see out of it, unless the CTs are crouching. You can see them now, have no idea that they're being seen. So that's a free kill being lost. shox waiting for the flashbang to come in. It did come in, and then he got shot in the back of the head. Unfortunately for him, down to 3 versus 3.
Yeah, real possibilities. body's managed to find himself amongst all the Ts. Oh my god. Almost in a position to take down karrigan there. Doesn't quite work out for him, however. And Scream, again, also you have to make a gamble as to where you're going to look first. And nobody looked towards aizy. The AWP is recovered and FaZe pick up round number 4. So
going back to that vent, because I know this because I investigated this and I made a video about this. When what's his face, FM Pone changed the vents in, well, the cover to the vent. If you're standing right next to the vent into B and you're a CT in the vent, you can't see, because of the angle of the slats, you can't see a T. There's a certain angle where the Ts can see you, and you can't see anything unless you crouch. That's a fact. There's a facts, my friends.
True facts.
So know your vents. That's the plan. I mean, it's reasonable for kioShiMa to go for a fast play after getting an unlikely pick. So I'm not going to criticize him for not checking the vent, but check the vents. I'm looking for the name of this video now.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of this is just a bit of a formality. Nice clean up there from Scream onto aizy, but the bomb will still go down. And the round should still be won here by FaZe, unless, of course, something ridiculous happens. But unlikely. Unlikely. Bomb still needs to be planted, though, so it's taking its sweet time. There we go.
Rain has the vents covered.
I just never want to count out G2 in any situation when Scream or shox are alive.
Yeah, I mean, but let's not underestimate bodyy either. He was playing really well for his team earlier.
Yeah.
But I think of the French-speaking teams who have had that extra 5th person, bodyy has been pretty good for G2 as of late, I would say. That said, he's going to die in a situation, as he should. Scream really looking for the headshot, but he will be the... Oh man, those are splinters in his face, on his cheeks. Oh man, that's nasty. So that video is called Cash Old Vent versus New Vent. It's a video about the vents on Cash Dan. It's 8 minutes and 17 seconds long. Do you know what that is? That's attention to detail. That's what it is.
It sounds like that video should be narrated by David Attenborough.
We don't do things by half. When I was a kid, I actually made a tape pretending to be... I was doing an impersonation of David Attenborough on a tape. Not like a full 45 minutes though. FaZe making their way into the middle area. karrigan's bringing the bomb out now as well. bodyy has taken a forward position towards main, but maybe it's all for nothing. Down goes shox, no response just yet. bodyy spotted now by allu. He will finally get traded, but the damage has been done to G2. Not around on the board yet. SmithZz on fire, and now he's absolutely dead. bodyy last man standing. They know he's on A as well. So, looking good for FaZe. bodyy may have his choices reduced to saving.
Yeah, I don't know how good his chances are here, because FaZe can afford to go for the push onto him. If they set up trades, well, it's not the easiest thing in the world to save on this map. I mean, there are some spots for it, sure, but it's not as easy as some other maps. Here's the first challenge. The walk should be easy enough to hit this shot. There it is. bodyy should be fine at this point. There's the players that do remain are far away.
Not too far away. I could have David Attenborough this.
I could as well. I was thinking about it.
Do it. Let's hear your one first. Wait, is this an eco round coming up? Yeah. Okay, you can eco round. You can do David Attenborough on an eco round, and then when the next eco round comes in, I'll do David Attenborough.
Why EK rounds? Not particularly interesting. I guess that's the reason.
Yeah, because we can just talk nonsense.
Can muck around, but they might buy here. That'd be amazing if they did.
Well, it seems that... Oh, okay. Well, let's still an eco round.
Buy. It's half buy.
Off you go.
Oh, I'm scared, James. I'm too afraid to do it. Need to get my my courage up.
And the alpha male shox makes his way through to T warehouse, but he will get wrecked by the creature called karrigan.
That sucked actually.
I haven't finished.
Okay.
It's a great start by FaZe. It just sounded a bit camp. I used to do it better.
It does sound quite camp now that you mention it.
You put me off now. I was in my mojo. I was. You've ruined it.
I apologize. Redemption can be found. It's fine.
Oh! Well, there's redemption for Scream. Body, can he find the angle? He can. He's got the bomb, and he's got the crossfire from SmithZz. And now kioShiMa is in a crossfire situation, and he's going to get the one tap onto SmithZz, but it's not enough. Body will steal the life from his eyes.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
Well, I mean, David Attenborough talks slower than that, but I can't talk slower than that in a game, in a round of Counter-Strike. It can't be done. I've got to talk fast.
Maybe you just have to use less words then.
Well, let's see how when you use less words on the next eco round then, in which you're definitely going to do it.
All right. Well, back into buys and somewhat more serious commentary. A couple entries already for, well, the round's over. The round's over.
Oh, cheers, Dad. I'm really glad you turned up today.
Wow.
And shox and his teammate Body. This doesn't even sound like it. Where's his voice coming from? I used to do this well.
It does sound weird.
I don't understand. I'm not talking anymore.
Now you're influencing when I will do it, like how it's going to sound. Mine surely is going to sound worse. I don't know. I have to set expectations low.
And gamers too are facing economic resets in this round.
Oh my god.
Trying to hold on to what they can so they can defend their homeland in the following round. Body falls, leaving shox. Facing 5 assailants from FaZe, international superstars. And he'll desperately hold on to what he has. Off you go, Dad! It's eco round!
Is it though, James?
Come on!
Is it not? They're
it's an eco round!
Alright. They got 2 ops, James. They're 4 spot. It's a real round. We got a real round.
Oh, god damn it. Indeed, it is a force buy from G2. shox holding angles. Rain, you will not jump past the angle. RPK with the P250 is going to get ruined. shox now made his way onto the site, reset the situation. Will FaZe commit to this push?
Well, they know one AWP is there. Do they know that there is a second AWP in store for them somewhere else on the map? We've got also, I mean, SmithZz actually is pushing with that AWP into short. So Scream will die, but again, SmithZz could make the difference. But FaZe, they halt for now. And SmithZz will take a forward position in towards the lockers area in A main. So right now, FaZe is trying to bait out the second player. And so far, it's not happening. So, and at least, you know, waiting this time does force the G2 side to split up at the very least. Now shox is in for the clutch against the entire team. Smoke goes down. He's going to go forwards past the smoke. Absolute suicide. There is no more shox. There is only SmithZz.
And there is only Doom headed his way. If he keeps going towards the B-bomb site. Cheeky frag. And he'll make his exit. What you doing, SmithZz?
How many rounds have they lost in a row? It must be loads. What? Oh, they won one recently.
Yeah,
okay.
They got that reset.
Yeah, they got reset immediately. FaZe are wiping the floor with G2. They are wiping the floor with them.
the floor is being wiped.
That is an interesting phrase, isn't it? That's
Their faces, Dan, are the recipients of much bacteria.
Yeah. I guess that's a very. I guess that's an English phrase that people tend to use. I don't tend to hear Americans saying that. Is that an English phrase?
Wiping the floor, mopping the floor.
I've heard that since I was a youngster.
Perhaps it is. Why not? Why not? The AWP lost in the dying parts of that round, and that means we're on an eco round.
I can't be saved by the force buy. Can't be saved by the force buy. A desperate G2 awaits. Perhaps not only in desperation, but also their fate is known. The intrepid G2, they wait for FaZe to arrive upon the bomb site in which they reside. And FaZe finally make their will known to G2. G2. They're dead, James.
Dead now, of course.
Utterly dead.
See, I'm trying to get a whole wispy thing going on because I'm very old and decrepit. Anyway.
Does sound like he's narrating whilst he's on some kind of live support.
9-1. Please turn on my dialysis machine.
These are my last words, probably.
Dave Attenborough is awesome.
He is amazing.
Very sad when he's not narrating wildlife shows anymore, but he is for now. 9-1. shox is on all of 2 HP, standing in the smoke. Oh my god, that is Bardolph spray coming in from kioShiMa, but the one tap will finish him off. Taking some damage from Scream as well. Perhaps an edge shotter. So far, so good for G2. For FaZe.
Is that like a French-Japanese mix?
Yeah, sorry.
Edge shotter!
Edge shotter!
Oh my god.
Pop flash coming in. That is a holy smoke grenade. It's holy. Not holy, but holy. Or rather, not ho. Never mind. Bombs moving towards B bomb site. The split is on. The vents are in the hands of FaZe clan. Oh! And RpK's face is in the hands of a bullet. Just the one. SmithZz doing what he can. Disadvantageous retake. Double pick coming in from the B bomb site. Oh my god, the spray down is real. Scream coming in with a support frag as well. Allu sees the silencer. He's waiting. He wants confirmation. In the meantime, karrigan will go down. Allu, maybe he's waited too long. Oh man, being baited. SmithZz, the guy with the silencer showing us the guy who took his teammate down, took down his brother. Oh, he was so close. He was so close. 2 seconds left. He's going for everything. He can't make it. It's got to be the defuse down. G2 have made us taken around.
They got there finally. G2 got there finally. I thought that allu was going to actually clutch that somehow, but he was not close enough. A 9-2 scoreline as FaZe still highly dominant.
You have to wonder about the communication when allu's holding the angle, just waiting for that guy to peek again so he can shoot him, and then that guy kills karrigan on the site. Where the comms, man?
Where the info at? Are we going to see a flick shot here onto body from allu? Is there going to be a flick shot? Yes, there is. That was beautiful. Hope we can see that in replay because it was likely a very satisfying shot.
Satisfied. Time for the bomb to go down. kioShiMa looking to look through the middle doors. Mid. RpK will be dueling with him. I think he may have been spotted. But kioShiMa can keep RpK entertained, or maybe he can't. Scream coming in with another frag as well. Maybe the retake is on again for G2.
Yeah, RpK and Scream. Here they go, up catwalk, up shorts, I suppose, highway, whatever you want to call it. Trade comes in, just allu left alive in the open with the orb. Very bold stuff and cannot afford to miss that shot against Scream. And G2 are going to secure the round, but they went down to the last man, to Scream. Orb is claimed, but G2, I mean, they still have a long road ahead.
FaZe still have too much money, and FaZe should end up with a superior buy because they have loads of money. One player had 13k at the beginning of this round. Indeed, bodyy forced onto the UMP. His choice is taken away from him by the financial services of FaZe Union Bank. FaZe with 3 players moving in towards A. Perhaps a fast timing can work out for them. body's alone at the moment. shox on his way there. RpK and Scream very active around mid. Good start from shox. Bomb spotted as well. early information, but the cross from the T's towards the car position might be a problem for the CTs to deal with. Bodyy on the site, doesn't know if anyone's through the smoke, and there SmithZz getting taken down towards the car position. Bodyy now emerging, but that UMP sucks! Smoke has been there forever, it seems. In the meantime, aizy's going to get picked off. Bodyy getting not going to get kills. Scream stealing all the kills now. Finally, the bomb goes down again, just as they're trying to abandon ship. kioShiMa versus 4. This was a chance, another chance for FaZe to break the economy of G2, but they can't do it. G2 on a comeback trail.
The comeback trail. Don't jinx it for them, James. aizy's on 19 kills, actually. I didn't even notice that he's been doing so well.
He deserves more rounds.
He deserves more rounds.
Yeah.
I think his teammates letting him down.
I'm not blaming anyone in particular, but FaZe could have had a much more dominating scoreline.
It's true. I like this forward setup here from GT, the 1-3-1. It's always a favorite. And, oh, it's now the 0-3-1. Nice kill from aizy. Picks up an opener onto A. That is quite annoying, and it's interesting the effects it's going to have on the setup. Now, if kioShiMa walks into this opening, he should surely die. There it is. Problems for FaZe, having lost kioShiMa. G2 still with forward presence in middle as well. So that's going to give them information. I think they're boosting as well now. And I think there is also aizy who's actually going to potentially spot that. So they've got to be careful about that boost. And SmithZz, he's surely going to get smoked off here. Surely there should be nothing he can do. In fact, he just straight up dies. I don't even know what angle that was, because SmithZz couldn't see allu.
Just on the box. He was just standing on the box. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
aizy, easy for aizy. That shuts this round down. So, but G2 have got enough money to go for a buy again. Going to re-pick shox. That was a bad idea. And now shox, the bomb's only just gone down. So it seems he might go for the retake. He knows there are 2 people maximum on the site, or maybe he's just saving in unexpected angle, almost hiding in plain sight. So FaZe looking good to make it to 10 rounds, to double figures. shox has a kit, but I don't think he's going to go for anything crazy. He would do well to hold on to this AWP. That said, now he's starting to face the site, but they're still picking one person on the low ground, so perhaps he won't save the AWP after all. Perhaps he will.
That was quite nice, actually. Like, he kind of put the fear in them that he would go for it. And so it kind of forced them to actually, or one player at least, to try to actually go for a kill. And he killed that player. Like, that's quite a creative way to get an extra frag, an extra bit of damage in. Would you expect any less from shox, the man himself? I don't think you would. But yeah, great map so far from FaZe. I think Cash has always been a map where they've been able to make stuff happen. That said, they've had so many different lineups. It's hard to really make that statement. But still, SmithZz, easy frag for him. Ducks back out of the smokes. Very nice indeed. We see a response forced here by onto the FaZe side by that kill from SmithZz. And SmithZz is actually still alone here entirely by himself. He's completely alone.
Dude, they must have thought he abandoned ship. Didn't check the site though. allu with a nice turning frag onto RpK. Rare miss from RpK there. G2 though, they've got good positions and they're very close to the site already, so they have time with which to execute this retake. This is a big frag coming up. aizy spotting Scream's face, taking it away. shox and bodyy now. This is the last round. They've got no choice but to go for this, no matter what the odds, what the stakes are. There's a player close on the low ground for shox. Not sure if he's expecting him just yet. Bodyy trying to force his way in. But allu will force his way into Body's face. 11-4. Could have been worse for G2. They have opportunity going into the T half.
Well, Pro came back from this scoreline earlier today. No, the last map actually. And I don't know if we'll see that again. I don't think FaZe are gonna essentially fall prey to the same situation. That said, G2's T sides are quite remarkable, or can be quite remarkable, so we'll have to see. But with aizy, playing so well, I'm sure we're going to see more people step up on the CT side. Definitely does not bode well for G2. A quick mid push, a classic mid push in which allu will find himself at the mercy of the Glocks.
Yeah, he did well to abandon mid because the numbers game was in favor of the T's. However, could not escape in time. Now we've got an interesting crossfire coming out from FaZe. How well will it work though? karrigan needs to find some frags here. He's doing damage, but he needs frags. Now it's Rain versus 4. Not enough kills for the FaZe side. And that's the problem. Oh, they're just waiting for him. He got served like a slab of meat on a plate. With some gravy peas. Maybe some béarnaise sauce perhaps. Salt and pepper on the side. Waiter asks if you'd like a beverage. Would you like some red wine, sir, some white wine? Perhaps on a plane, could be a plane Dan. But only in premium economy, because you're not going to get the salt and pepper otherwise. Or at least, you won't get the metal cutlery Dan.
Or the béarnaise sauce.
Definitely not béarnaise sauce.
Or the waiter probably either.
Indeed.
Mostly the waiter.
Yeah.
Mostly just...
I mean, you could just fantasize about him being a waiter rather than just like a stewardess / steward.
I suppose.
You know, if you want to jazz it up, like in your mind.
Your personal waiter. Well, in comes the push. Anti-eco from G2 onto the B-bomb site. Very classic. Very effective, as can be seen here. aizy does pick up a frag in the back, though.
In the butt.
And just Rain left against the numbers of G2. He will find one, though. So some damage has been done. Looking for that cheeky headshot. He's going to find it, too, actually. Down to 20 HP now is RpK, but he's got Scream in for some help. Scream with a nice quad kill in the anti-eco, and that's round number 6 going to G2. But we are 1 round away from FaZe having a full buy. And do they have a man who can AWP on the full buy? I don't think they can.
Pure pistols for FaZe. They are naked as the day they were born. They have no flowers for the coming G2 squad. Nice kill for
Why would they want flowers?
Because they're greeting. They are greeting people who are coming to visit their B-bomb site.
These
and there's a knife, of course.
People are shooting each other, though.
Yeah, that's true. That is correct. 4 rounds. 4-round lead for FaZe. And their defense begins. Their, what do you call it when people go on a watch on the wall in Game of Thrones? Their watch begins. Their watch begins. There we go.
What do you call when people go on the watch? Their watch.
Shut up.
This your flow of consciousness is to next level. Oh, so once again we'll get not aizy right now because it's T side, but shox playing where aizy was, that door pressure position. But with Rain boosted up on the boost spot in the corner next to the door, it's going to be pretty problematic if G2 are to go forwards through that position if they don't have highway control first for this A split. That's how you really just destabilize that position. It's one of the better ways to deal with it. And, I mean, G2 just running a default. They're going for a delayed mid-take. They have middle. It's like they're gravitating towards B now as well. And they've shown presence all over the place. So this is one of the most standard rounds you could probably see on the cache. Except that we're not seeing too many players through vents.
This is going to be quite the burst just around the corner. FaZe with nothing to offer, playing the crossfire on the site. The smoke grenade is really, really good though. That makes life really difficult and buys them a lot of time and forces tons of risk for the T side. Just the 1 kill though, it's not enough. karrigan picks one up as well, but he is soon dispatched of. 3 versus 2, and the smokes will be redeployed, or at least one will. Yeah, smoke onto the front of the site is always nice, but let's see if the retake can happen. aizy evening up the numbers. Nice grenade, does no damage, of course. Just the 1 flash onto Rain, and that's it. Oh, Smith's gonna ruin Fools as they try to get back into the B-bomb site. G2 continue to close the gap.
So, I mean, this is a weird thing because, okay, so FaZe gave G2 full control of checkers. Now, I'm not actually sure if G2 actually had Molotovs, but if they have Molotovs, they probably don't lose a single player. It's very unlikely that they lose a single player. Like, you don't really leave much to chance because FaZe gave them all the space, and they would have been stuck on. They walled themselves in on the site. So if there was Molotovs there, they would just surely all die. So it would be nice to see that same route from G2, but with Molotovs next time, if they gain checkers control like that so easily. But already, actually, we're going to see aizy with a quick deagle kill. So maybe there's more damage to be done for FaZe. in this round.
Scream's waiting for him though, with the bomb in tow, and Scream will get the kill, and everybody else will get killed as well. A few months ago, I played against Scream on Cash in a pug, and he plays his usual position. He plays on boost the whole time on T. It wasn't good because I normally play in mid. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Although it could have been a lot better if I had competent teammates. But most people don't know how to play Cash in pugs. That said, I would have got Rex, but it would have been a little bit better than it was. But such is life. Double AWPs for FaZe. And there is SmithZz in Scream's normal position. That's not going to work out for him.
Allu is quite the man to go up against. I would say the best player from Finland. And one of the best AWPers. Very consistent AWPer, actually, is Allu. Might be one of the most consistent of the top level. And now we see G2 start to go for a similar play, but they don't have checkers control just yet. And they've lost a man this time as well, but so have the CTs. kioShiMa is going to continue to play a more forward position, so the setup from FaZe is different. Previously, they had both players stuck on the bomb site. kioShiMa now stuck in vents, but he's got to do something with this. He gets one frag. The second one, he's going to run out of bullets for it, but it's okay, because trade comes in, Scream is low, and FaZe have certainly secured this one. And I wonder where the money's at now for G2. Okay, so they're going to have... They had quite the streak there, and they didn't incur enough damage for their money to be crap, so should be fine for a while.
That Molotov, if you recall, bodyy threw into the vent after the smoke disappeared. Existence could do that with the smoke down at the big entrance to T-Warehouse. Hashtag just saying. He had his full grenade execute behind the smoke into mid from that position, which is pretty crazy, to be honest with you. I've even tried to replicate it myself and can't do it consistently, although it wasn't the biggest deal for me. That said, it does show you the detail man drills into maps. Anyway, FaZe have a challenge on their hands. That challenge is hold down the B bomb site, and they have failed. 3 players in there for the seats for the T side. shox going into passive positions towards T spawn in case of a flank, but aizy's going through T spawn, so he may get a flank on shox.
The weird thing there as well is how unawares karrigan was of how close the T's were. Because imagine if he just has even his pistol out there, he actually gets a kill, and because of the smoke and there's no one other players who've actually made it through yet, I don't think they could actually stop the push. So quite unfortunate that he was so unawares. Perhaps poor communication, perhaps just all the chaos benefiting G2 in that sense, obscuring what was going on. And G2 are slowly closing the gap here. But when are FaZe going to be able to respond? I mean, saving these 2 weapons, that's all good and dandy, but they just won a round, so they've just been reset.
Yeah, they have, and that puts G2 in very good stead to have significant impact on the coming rounds. Nasty stuff over towards the B bomb site. Will it continue? First comes the anti-eco round. Only down to $1,000, so no warps likely for the CT side anytime soon.
One quick extra thing about that little highlight we saw of bodyy getting those 2 kills. Another thing that shows us is that, again, it reminds us that, G2 didn't clear checkers either. They just went into the A bomb site. Again, which kind of re-emphasizes that karrigan's performance there, most of the time, he's going to be able to get crossfires with his teammates. That's not being denied. But anyway, we've got the T side of G2 running into the B bomb site, into the stack though, but they are getting the initial kills.
Oh, how many? Just 2. But it's a 2 versus 2. And karrigan has picked up an AWP. He can use it. We've seen it before. Got SmithZz hunting for frags. Oh, he's down to 3 HP. bodyy needs to get this bomb down. SmithZz, how did he not die? He's so lucky. Going for the repeat again. Got to be very careful. And now his teammate's isolated on the side. karrigan pushing too fast though. Bomb doesn't need to get planted. And G2 hold on to that one. That was a bit grimy. AWP not collected at the end of the round.
Wait a second. Didn't FaZe 11-4?
Yes, they did.
Isn't this exactly like the Mirage we just saw?
But even less rounds. It's even worse.
It's even worse.
Even worse. Ooh, that is not a flashbang bodyy. But that one is. Coming out to support his teammates. Headshots galore. This round may be brief. karrigan looking to flank. There's a kill for him. Bombs down as well, and that's the end of the round. 12-12. 1 round for FaZe on their CT half. 1 round. 1 solitary, singular round.
8-1 in rounds so far, G2. That's kind of crazy. Crazy. And FaZe, they get the buyout outs again. But what are they going to opt to do? Because they could just continue to play passively. I feel like G2 have been making some mistakes that can benefit them, but also they've been making mistakes as well, which has hindered their chances here or there, of course. So those edges all add up. And G2, are they just going to walk through? So they don't even take checkers control already. They have the Molotov, but they don't really clear it. They go for the fast timing instead and leave that to chance. And so far, it's kind of working out for them.
kioShiMa really wanted to get on that box, but fire spreads in mysterious ways sometimes in this game. Can't blame him too much for that one. Trying to hold down the site for his teammates. But G2 have opportunity now to plant 4 checkers. They will do that. 2 players towards CT, 1 on the flank into warehouse. That's allu, and shox is lurking nearby, so he's got to be careful. Coming in to flank these 2 CTs and CT. Rain looking for it though, but he can't do much about it. It's going to force aizy back, and allu's choices have been taken away from him. Down goes aizy. aizy heading towards a 30 bomb, but it might not be enough to win FaZe this match.
Yeah, they are getting crushed all of a sudden in this half. Again, I did say at the beginning of the half that G2 are known for having monstrous abilities on T side, but yeah, FaZe are, I think it's a mix of things as well. As I mentioned, like a mix of their mistakes as well as G2 playing really well. And as far as like performances go for G2, we haven't really seen anyone stand out like hugely alone. I think generally across the board it's fairly even. It's mostly RpK that's been quiet. Everyone else is basically on 20 frags. But the frags do not tell the story anyway. And we see a pause come in for FaZe. I assume that it's for FaZe. I actually have no idea, but
yeah, it is. karrigan called it.
Presumably, yeah.
It is a tactical pause for FaZe. 1 successful round. Just looking at the averages here. Before that 1 round was won, I'd say G2 survived with an average of 3 to 3.5 players, and after that 1 round was won, they survived with an average of 3 to 4 players. So FaZe are just not getting enough kills in this second half, despite aizy on 28 frags. The unpause has been called. It's time to continue. What do FaZe have in store for their opponents? Not much on this round, with each player on around $3,000. Yeah, so, I mean, aizy got 23 kills in the first half. He's got 5 in the second half. So even though the stats look good on paper, no one's having a great time of things for FaZe on the CT half at the moment.
They have found the AWP. They knew there was one. It's been tagged, it's been discovered, and now they go elsewhere. But elsewhere is a stack. It is by design. FaZe have left 4 players on B with the AWP on A with the hopes that this would happen. And the AWP is now coming as well, so it's actually perfect setup-wise for FaZe. Just have to make the frags, but they are kind of pushing for the kills, I suppose, in forward positions. And the problem with that is it doesn't really allow the AWP to help as much as well. You can see allu comes in a little bit late. So I think had they been opted for a more passive setup, perhaps that would have been a little bit better. But again, it's always hard to say.
Now the challenge is, oh well, 1 versus 2. And he has the sound cue of Stream, or Scream trying to bait him. Is he pushing? It's undecided. Scream, the pop flash comes in. allu did the best he could in a bad situation. The AWP is taken away. Look at the money. Almost everybody on 5 figures on G2. They're flossing. Double AWPs for FaZe. karrigan and allu joining the fray. So let's see where these AWPs are headed. karrigan's going over towards B bomb site. I wasn't paying attention to how forward his spawn was. Allu will be headed towards A in the meantime. karrigan holding the traditional angle, or angles, as the initial smoke comes down. Player boosted into the vent as well. And everything slows down to a halt while people wait for smokes to disappear, for utility to be used, replenished. Ooh, careful kioShiMa. Half his health gone. Gonna force his way out of the vent while karrigan holds the angle. And again, these positions that Jacob used to hold, things they used to share. It's so weird, that situation. Well, there goes bodyy. Outstayed his welcome. Early advantage FaZe.
Yeah, it's a very nice pop flash play to get action kicked off, and also at a good timing because it's around G2 have been trying to take mid around what, like 105, 110, like a bit faster of a timing than is typical for most teams. So that worked out flash timing wise very well. And another frag here for FaZe as the push is coming into A, but everybody's split up here for G2. They are gambling massively on a big individual plays, and so due to that, they will die one by one in the end as no one actually is able to win their initial one-on-ones, leaving SmithZz alone.
SmithZz, any damage would be a bonus. There will be no damage. FaZe not out of this just yet. Whatever change they made, if they made any change, has worked out very well indeed. Double ups continue. And it's kioShiMa with the forward spawn on the CT side. No one else near him, so we won't get those Fox-esque picks towards the B-bomb site. G2 moving towards A very quickly indeed, actually. Allu is in position, smokes are down. Scream kind of flash his way into squeaky door, but Allu's head there as well. Second flash will do the job, and Allu will politely close the door behind him. How nice. The man has manners.
He has been taught manners indeed. Been raised right.
A rare commodity these days, Dan.
Well, it's time for the A push to come in. It's time for G2 to solidify their advantage. Here is the initial push. Scream spots aizy. The tap is going to be good enough, and SmithZz finds Allu as well. So it's a nice entry. The bomb will go down. There is a flank danger in rain. Rain will take down shox actually. So that was an important one. Now it's the 3-on-3, and with RPK so low, this becomes very doable, especially with the grenades on offer by FaZe.
Oh man, SmithZz, what are you up to, sir? He is all the way towards A main, but no one's there, and his team might need him. They're all pushing now, the CTs. karrigan gets taken down first, though. And Scream's making some noise. Rain must hear him, but through the smoke, free kill for SmithZz. Nice stuff, and that moves G2 to match point over FaZe, 15-13. And the money is less than adequate, less than stellar for FaZe Clan.
What are they going to do? Is it going to be some aggression, or are they just going to wait, play like a more aggressive kind of setup, like a 1-3-1? That's a setup that does afford you a lot of options, as well as the ability to deal with the delayed mid take. That is again a bit quicker, tends to be a bit quicker for G2. But that said, we're going to have a very fast play into B from G2.
Scream and Co looking to charge into the site. There are some CTs here though, but the first frag goes the way of G2. Flashes in, bombs on the floor, needs to be collected. That's going to buy time for the CTs to keep rotating in. kioShiMa still holding things down on the site itself. And now he can be the bait while his team on distraction. shox alone now versus 3. Nade lands in timely fashion. He'll use the smoke to try and give himself some more options. And now he emerges into the unknown, and he is taken by a squid. One more match point for G2. The money is somewhat awkward, but they should be still having 5 AKs on the map. FaZe have one more round to win. That's only their 3rd round this half.
Yes.
G2 look phased, focused rather, on the A site. aizy's made his way through the smoke on the high ground. Can he escape though? RpK's gonna go as well as the bomb and bodyy. aizy's playing out of his skin. Scream through the door, has many assailants, and it will be Allu to put him out of his misery. aizy with 32 kills for his side.
This is fun, isn't it? Because aizy was like, he was the up-and-coming super talent of Denmark for ages. Before Kirby, it was aizy, I believe. I don't think there was anybody else before that. I think it was aizy who was that guy, and he almost got picked up by Dignitas into TSM, or rather into Dignitas, then into TSM, then into Astralis. Like, he almost was that guy, but never quite happened. So I mean, quite awesome to see a resurgence from him. But I digress. We do start off into overtime. Teams on the same side with just carnage all over the place here. The push on B, everybody's in B.
Oh my god, these CTs could not be more out of position right now. They went for a fast play with a pop flash. I don't know if they team flashed themselves or if kioShiMa got flashed by the T's. Either way, he was completely blind, and then the fast play through mid leaves them in this position. Not ideal, not spectacular by any means. Rain, in fact, with the AWP, trying to hold on.
Yeah, this might be really problematic money-wise, because they're getting a spot where if they lose the next round, as you can see, their money, I mean, they'll get loss bonus, but only it's going to allow for a situation where they have very limited amounts of money in the bank afterwards, maybe $1,000 if they're lucky in some cases. So not a good start here for FaZe, and if the regular time is anything to judge by, I'm favoring G2 pretty massively into this one. The thing is that FaZe, they haven't gone for a huge amount of aggression against G2, and that's probably, generally speaking, a wise thing, because I think G2 is one of the teams that's better at dealing with CT aggression. So here we're going to see the full buy, just Rain, who was able to save the AWP. You can see where the money's left afterwards. Okay, not as bad as I thought, but still not optimal.
Not optimal by any means. aizy and Rain moving towards the middle area. Is it another fast play from G2? Rain completely blind, but they're not that fast. So he gets the 1v1 opportunities. He will be traded though. Advantage G2 fast into the middle area. Setting up for a split now. Allu shutting down RpK towards Squeaky Door. Oh man, shox ruined towards Forklift as well. This is falling apart. Not sure if you've seen the bomb, but all of a sudden FaZe have the man advantage. Not for long, no. Allu has done his job and he's gone.
It's been erased by bodyy. Little gap through the smoke there to toy with initially for bodyy, but he will fall back onto the bomb. He's got time to mess around here. He could do all sorts. Another smoke, though, will give some idea of his positioning, relative positioning to the FaZe side. Oh, no way. Is bodyy going to... Okay, I somehow thought that he was going to be able to do something crazy there with both players going underneath him, but not to be. So that means FaZe will tie it up after all. They won't have to eco... Well, they won't have to force buy rather in this round and be on a worse buy. In fact, they'll have a fairly decent showing.
Right then, let's see who takes a thin lead going into the second half. I mean, this half's been all around G2, so FaZe will be glad to get off the CT side, I reckon. Playing close towards mid. Will we see a boost coming in from the CTs? No. aizy was on his way there as well. Towards the boost. Allu taken down early. See him, his bodyy in an aggressive position with no support really. So that's unfortunate for him. That's an early disadvantage for FaZe. Maybe G2 can capitalize on this, maybe not. SmithZz ringing aizy's bell, but he's the one who's going to get the fatal headshot. With an AK, of course. Rain's getting dispatched, so that might work out in G2's favor, considering the damage on aizy, let alone the man advantage.
So back to B. Back to B it is. I think there is a huge amount of... There's a huge trend for if G2 lose somebody, they just go B. I think it's happened every time. So FaZe, if they've noticed that, they can start gambling on it, but there's just nothing kioShiMa can do there. Too many players too close for him to have any impact. And karrigan's going to run in and promptly die, I would imagine. No. How does he get a kill there? He's still alive. No oh my god. A second kill from karrigan. What is happening?
And where is aizy? I don't think Scream realizes. And there he is. That is a monstrous play from aizy. Opportunist timing, charging through the smoke. Always awesome when people do that. Nobody expecting it on this occasion, and that wins them the round. A charge for the smoke. No one's watching it, despite the man advantage. Coming in like he is Chuck Norris in Delta Force, firing missiles off his motorbike, and everything is exploding around him. Glorious stuff from karrigan. Could that be the round that takes FaZe over the line? And what at this point would be a surprising victory?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we saw so many rounds conceded by FaZe in the second half, so...
Wow, SmithZz has gone all in then. All the way in.
Auto sniper.
Auto sniper, first round of overtime. Let's see if it works out. I mean, if the T's get close with smokes and so on, then that's going to be less favorable than a AWP, that's for sure. aizy's in trouble though, but he still gets a kill. Can he get two? No! Denied by shox. Allu there for support. Will shox continue to push? No, going straight back to the site. I'm not going to overextend.
So will FaZe do as G2 did? Lost a man, go B. It seems to be the theme. No, lost two men, go A. Maybe that's the trick. But into... Where is SmithZz, actually? SmithZz... Oh, he's on the B-bomb side, of course, with... Oh, God. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone horribly wrong for G2. And after such a good second half, FaZe, if they hold on to this round... I mean, it's a situation as well whereby G2 start to get very worried. You can see SmithZz will come in with his auto sniper, very expensive gun. Is he still going for it? Looks like he is. Here goes SmithZz from forklift. Yeah, oh man, this is very tense.
They're all in the next round anyway. I don't think he fired a single shot from that gun.
I was just about to say that as well, yeah. This is the thing though, is like you can see his money here. Can someone drop for him? But I'm pretty sure he can hold on to that gun if he saves.
Yeah, maybe now he will regret that, going from an auto sniper to a FAMAS. I mean, he was never winning that. He was never, ever winning that. Yeah. Ever.
It's a couple spots in this match where I felt like he should have saved, but he went for the impossible retake.
There you go again, picked off in an aggressive position. Seen players on both teams pushing through and getting picked off there. RpK will do his best to hold on to things for the time being. 4-4. T's moving towards the main area. body's on the site. He's got Scream for supports. The flank from shox could be crucial. He's speeding up, but will he get there and fast enough? They're lining up for him. He's being patient. There goes Allu. And they don't realize where it's coming from just yet, I don't think. Rain will trade. They've got to charge for this, the smokes, the flashes, the smokes on the site, though. And now RpK is the last man standing.
Yeah, against Rain and aizy. Takes down the danger man, aizy. Ooh, RpK wins the one-on-one there as well against Rain. That's a very nice 1 versus 2 for him for the triple. And G2 are still in it with a chance to not win it, but go to another overtime. I suppose that's winning in some small way. But FaZe, they are still brimming with confidence. They're brimming with confidence. And they are going to be up against an inferior buy. In the case of G2, we've got SmithZz on a CZ. And a lot of it's due to the fact that he threw away that auto sniper, actually.
It is indeed. Let's see if FaZe can exploit it. Well, firstly, they have a man disadvantage. Early pick-off in favor of G2 this time. bodyy doing what he can to halt the advances towards the A site. It's a really good smoke. And again, that's a big problem for the T's to move through. Gap in the smoke as well, and he might see some legs moving around. There's another nice shot for him. 5 versus 3 now. And FaZe just running out of people. We're going to overtime number 2.
That looked really funny from our perspective on bodyy, because it is weird when you're a spectator and you look at smokes. It's different to what the players see, but there it looks like he's just not standing in the smoke. He's just like standing in the open, doing a pop flash play. But I'm sure in his perspective, he is probably fully obscured by smoke. So it's kind of a weird one with these two teams at this point, because I mean we don't see anything complex or elaborate. It's mostly just comes down to early picks, or do we go for an early push? There's an early push. This time kioShiMa is able to destroy it. And now it's a 5 versus 3 disadvantage for G2. So they're very unlikely to win the round at this point. It takes something, an astronomical failure from FaZe, or an astronomical series of plays from G2 for them to secure it. So there has to be something quite ridiculous. And let's see if that's to be the case. G2 do select the A bomb side as the place to stack 2 players at least. And that's where the push is coming.
shox spotted, but what can he do to claw his team back? kioShiMa not wanting to take too many risks. Just going to contain shox in that area. So now his team know it's a 5 versus 2 on the A site. Make that 1. Scream blind, takes the bomb down. There goes allu as well. How many more can he find? Rain will trade him, and now somehow shox has escaped. But kioShiMa hasn't killed anyone, so shox has the element of surprise, just creeping onto the site. And they may not expect him to come in from the back, so will he kill aizy straight away? Playing the information game. Where's the next fragger, though? In the smoke. Now shox has got to be careful. Rain just walking around, making life hard. There is a Molotov as well, which he may be waiting to deploy. I'm not sure if kioShiMa is holding the angle, but there's a lot of work for shox to do. Spots kioShiMa. There's the Molotov we talked about. Rain goes down, and now he can go for the defuse. Flashbang, the hero play. Oh, but it's too wide. And kioShiMa will be in the right place at the right time to get FaZe the first round of overtime 2.
That kill onto Rain was awesome from shox. Wow, that first headshot was ridiculous.
We've seen a lot of people on both sides caught out being aggressive towards B. It's not working on catch as it was on previous maps. It was something G2 were really good at doing on Train, for example, and on Overpass, but Cash, not so much.
So where do we go now? Is always the question, I think, on the T side at this point. When you're in multiple overtimes, or have played an overtime already, and you haven't found consistent success anywhere. And so we just see defaults. Allu is going to be featured towards door with the AWP. And usually that position is amazing if you can get pressure into mid to force the CTs back into highway. That works as well for G2. It would go on the boost, pick up a nice frag. Information as well, perhaps, but now the retake of mid comes in from FaZe. Well, no retaking from shox, I think. At least not in the first 2 instances. But by this point, everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead, Dan, apart from Rain. What is he doing? Maybe conversations being had. Oh, shoulder picking coming in. 10 HP, Rain. We've seen you do some dirty clutches before, but surely this is too much to ask. Body moving through Squeaky. All the CT separated at the moment. 2 on A and 1 on B. Rain. They won't know exactly what he's doing, but SmithZz may find out soon enough. But the timing is perfect to go through that smoke at the very least. SmithZz not firing off any shots. There it is. 19 to 19. No indication as to who might take this. Back and forth we go. What is the buy for the T's on the last round of the first half of the second overtime? It looks pretty fine. Looks pretty good. shox on the AWP for the last round. SmithZz will be on the M4. SmithZz can have some really good performances with M4s as well. So it's pretty cool that G2 can switch the AWP around as required. FaZe going for a hard split of the A sites.
Yeah, it's all on the fast entries. Oh, that is... Oh, dear. Catching shox when he's mid-air. That is bad timing for G2. How do they save this one? Almost catching aizy in a similar fashion. He's got 14 points of health, or 11 now, in fact. So maybe he did get tagged. But this is just awkward in the extreme. Nothing really going so far. RpK is going to try to push in, finds himself karrigan, but the trades are there for days. So that should really be it now. Scream gets taken down eventually as well. And FaZe pick up the round.
aizy heading towards the 40 bomb now. When will he stop? He is playing really well for FaZe at the moment, and it has done for the longest time indeed. You have to wonder if these other Danish teams are like, damn. Anyway, let's see what the buy is of FaZe. We saw some all-ins from G2 with auto snipers and the like. Nothing too out of the ordinary for FaZe, just the AWP and 4 rifles. karrigan only opting for the smoke grenade and not much else, so maybe he's the worst case scenario. Dropping an AWP perhaps in a future round, should it be required. See how that plays up. Very early frag from karrigan towards B bomb site. Finally, we're seeing an aggressive play from the CTs work out. And there are 3 there. Rain, did he spot shox forcing his way through? Did this time. 2 players remaining from G2, and that's their first kill of the round.
Well, everyone.
There it is. There it goes.
Slowly falls over, and FaZe pick it up again. So all they have to do is win one of the 2 remaining rounds, and they are Gucci. They can take this forward. And I think that'll be a big sigh of relief from aizy, who, as you said, has really put in quite the performance here to take his or help his team take this one over the line. So G2, do they go for a similar approach? Default pick-based play into delayed mid-take into B push. Should they lose a man? That is usually what we see. But once again, FaZe bring the fight to G2, and they lose 2 men. 3 men immediately in middle. That's not a good way to start this one off.
War of attrition is real in this one. kioShiMa doesn't want to get caught with a nade in his hand. Body goes down. Can he do anything else? No. Rain in a 1 versus 2. This is a really reasonable spot for Rain. Only got half his health though. The Molotov might be enough if he can use it wisely. Speaking of Molotovs, that's going to burn the clock, and you see Scream repositioning while that Molotov comes in. So that in itself is a really nice play from Scream, but also is a huge problem for Rain. How does he advance in this position? Once he jumps down, surely that's a wrap. Forcing his way into vents. Did he sort of spot SmithZz? Doesn't matter. Scream will take off his head. And there we go. 1 more match point for FaZe. Double AWPs, they are all in this time. And karrigan's got the forward spawn. He could go squeaky, could go main, could go towards B. Again, both CT sides have been mad aggressive at the beginning towards B. We've seen many early picks there in favor of the Ts, and indeed karrigan is going towards B.
What's he going to find? There's no one with fast timing there, though, for G2. And FaZe just need this round. This is the one. Door play out of RPK, harassment. And a lot of traffic from G2 in A main. They're going to lose both RPK and SmithZz simultaneously across the map. Big problems here for G2. They've got mid control, but what do they do with it? The bomb's alone in A main at the moment. And now karrigan finds body. So it's all falling to pieces.
There's the bomb lost. Now Scream is in a 1 versus 4. Location unknown. But once he engages 1, he gets his bell rung immediately by aizy, and aizy will finish him off. A mere 42 frags for aizy in that map, 35 for Scream, not too far behind, but indeed it's FaZe, somewhat surprisingly after the second half, who take it over the line against G Sports. What do we think about that one, Dan?
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that you tend to expect the really solid T sides from G2, and that's something I think that you also are going to see maybe a little bit of weakness from FaZe's perspective. So it's an interesting duality that I think generally FaZe will get a lot better over time. I think we're still waiting to see much more evolution of their play. Now they actually have an in-game leader, really like a true in-game leader for the first time. And karrigan doesn't even have to be the best in-game leader. Just the fact that that's what he does and that's what he's confident in doing, and he can have performances once there's routine. I think, I think this is more or less how I expected it to be close, but didn't expect it to go to overtimes.
Indeed. Overpass coming up between these 2 teams, the last match of the European segment of today. After the break, see you soon.